It's Jeremy, joined by former Jacksonville Jaguars offensive lineman Uche Nwaneri. What up, man?
What's going on, man? What's going on, Sports Wars? What a day, right?
Bro, like you just said, your phone hasn't stopped. Mine hasn't stopped. It has been absolute nonsense today. Right now, I'm sitting here. I've got the ESPN Gamecast on one screen. I've got the Texas LSU right here on my phone, and I just this shit going. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, I got Texas LSU on my PlayStation over here. Just I don't even know what to watch, and it's like every game is like something ridiculous is happening.
I know, and I mean we got like right now Auburn is barely beating Tulane in the third quarter.
No.
Yeah, and Oklahoma.
Purdue got it done. Purdue got it done, baby. Yeah.
Oh man, let me share this out on Twitter really quick.
Me too.
Earlier we actually had a good turnout on the live stream earlier, right when the news broke for Antonio Brown, man. So
hell yeah,
that was nice. All right, let's see. We're live on Sports Wars. We're live on Sports Wars. Boom. All right. So anyway, how's everybody doing? We got Hologram Nunchuck. We got Patrick McDuff. Garnu. What's going on, everybody? Yeah, man. Just a lot to process right now. It looks like right now we got LSU 1st and 10. It's so small on my phone because I got my phone turned the wrong way. And it looks like we just got a false start. So that game is heating up big time right now. And Nebraska game wound up being good. Who did Nebraska play? I didn't even see that.
I didn't see who they played. No, I didn't see.
Let me look and see. Oh, Nebraska and Colorado. Yeah, Colorado beat them by 3 in overtime.
What?
Yeah. Justin Miller wants to know, can the Skins upset the Eagles?
Of course they can.
I think the Eagles are the best team in the NFC, and they are my Super Bowl pick. But with that said, yeah, you can catch them sleeping early in the season. It's like you said the other day, as a former NFL football player, really don't pay attention to the first 4 weeks of the season. You know what I mean? That's,
it's going to be hard to really predict any of that. Anything going on in the first month it's unpredictable. Nobody has film to watch on each other. It's just teams are going out and trying to execute on all the stuff they worked on, leading up to the first day of the regular season. So the games are going to most likely all games are going to be close, going in this first week. So
yeah, definitely. Now, why are our names not showing up? Oh, it's because I'm highlighting. Yeah. Okay. Hello from Kansas City. Hello. DM says, should I trade AB on my fantasy team? I don't know what to think about this in terms of like how soon he might start for the Patriots. What do you think about that?
For a wideout, I mean, obviously he can't play in the first game, but I'm pretty sure he's going to get 50 to 60% of his normal reps by the time the second game comes around. Usually by the third week, he'll be in it full swing. I mean, it's not going to be a huge learning curve for him. I mean, they're not, the routes, what routes are called, the verbiage for everything is going to be pretty much the same wherever you go at his position. So he'll be full go soon, very soon.
Yeah, for sure. So everybody, if you don't mind, please share this video on social media and let everybody know that we're live and we are talking some sports, and we're trying to obviously keep up with what's going on as well. Let me see if I can get this pushed over in our Facebook group. Share on Twitter and the Facebook group. All right. So Driving Mayhem says it's the Chiefs' year. Well, you're not going to have, I don't know, you're going to have a lot of people that will agree with that, but maybe not after today. I don't know. I mean, New England is pretty loaded right now, and but again, AB is not. It's not a slam dunk. I mean, AB could turn out to be Ocho Cinco in New England. You know what I mean? Like, we all remember that. We all figured when Chad Johnson went to New England, he was going to light it up, and he just couldn't get it. He just couldn't figure it out. And I don't know why exactly. What's up, Tommy? Tommy is joined the stream.
Tommy.
Our college football guy. What's going on, man? We're talking a little bit about the AB stuff, and what type of impact that can have. We're obviously still following this Texas LSU game, which is getting good. So, what's been your thoughts today about college football, Tommy?
It's been a crazy day. I mean, you got Buffalo. I think Penn State's pulling away from Buffalo right now. I haven't checked that in a little while. But seems like just kind of like that second week weirdness in the season where a bunch of teams are. I mean, Florida State went overtime.
University of Louisiana Monroe.
so bad.
It's awful, man. But yeah. And then Michigan, of course. Oh my God. I mean, Army's a tough team. Look, Army's a tough team. Okay. But the fact is, we're talking about Michigan with Jim Harbaugh. Like, it's not okay. It's not okay. And everybody throws up Oklahoma. Well, they took Oklahoma to the wire last year. Well, Oklahoma's defense sucked, and it still sucked this year. And obviously, Alabama put the hammer to Oklahoma in the playoffs. Like, Oklahoma wasn't like God's gift to college football. You know what I mean? It's just Michigan in a year where they're coming in with so many weapons, so much hype. They got everything working in their favor. They got recruiting class hype, and they come in and they're having to take Army to double overtime. It's just insane. So just a crazy week all over. I mean, I'm watching Tennessee BYU right now. I mean, Tennessee might get a win, but I would expect them to lose. And it's just, that's not anything unusual, but it's been one of those weeks.
I'm gonna toss this one over to Uche. Chef Carolyn says, D-Day Cobra, quick question. As a Colts fan, can you give me some ray of hope this season? I feel like it's going to be a roller coaster of a season. What you think, Uche?
Okay, well, take a little bit of solace and a little bit of hope in this, Chef Carolyn. Y'all are 0-0. You're undefeated right now. So it's the start of the season. Anything can happen. They just gave your quarterback a decent enough extension for somebody who they weren't expecting to have to count on. He got what, $30 million? Brissett, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett. Yeah,
he got a $30 million extension, and they don't know what they have in him in terms of production on the grand stage, but it's the start of the season. Don't worry yourself about what's happening in week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6. Just look at it as right here, right now. The playing field is level. Everybody is 0-0, and this is your first game. And just hope that the Colts are able to pull it out. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. Period. It's going to be ugly, and as the season progresses, things will sharpen up. Things will look better. But, enjoy the first game. Don't worry about the second one. Don't worry about the second one. Yeah. Worry about the second one when the second one comes. But right now, just enjoy this one. That's the best advice I can give you.
Yeah, I mean it's and that's about the most positive spin you can put on it. I mean, I couldn't, as a Colts fan, it's just an awful situation. Look, here's what I'll tell you as a Colts fan: just be happy you're not a Raiders fan. It's about the best advice I can give you right now.
What? Has anybody even asked what the Raiders team looks like in the last week? Nobody cares because that team is done. They don't have a shot. They don't got a shot in hell at nothing.
It's bad. It's bad. Sir Ruin of House Roundhead, $4.99 said, can't wait to take you to see the GOAT. This is the person that's taking me to the Washington New England game. And I really do appreciate that. He says, I'm talking about Case Keenum for the Skins, of course. He goes, that Tom Brady guy is all right. Just kidding. Tom is great. Well, Sir Ruin of House Roundhead, I appreciate it, man. It's really going to be awesome to hang out with you and to go to that game. And I'm greatly looking forward to it. Comrade Commodore. Michigan has won national championship since 1948. One. They're the most overrated team in sports. Their fans act like they are Bama. They aren't even the best team in their own state. Ouch. Ouch.
Wow.
And
I mean, who's going to argue against that after what we saw today?
No, and I mean, you got to give Uche credit too, because the other day when we were having the conference call, he called that Harbaugh might not last the season, and I mean, I still think the Harbaugh name at Michigan is sexy, but my God, man, you got to.
They just took off their beer goggles after this game because it ain't sexy no more. Man. Not when you're in a dog fight with Army. I mean, those cats only play football for like an hour a day.
I mean, by this time, listen, I remember when Jim Harbaugh, got announced as a head coach for Michigan. Jeremy, you called me. I was on vacation. I didn't have very good cell phone reception. And you were like, dude, we're going to have Jim Harbaugh and Urban Meyer in the Big Ten. Like, this is unbelievable. Michigan, Ohio State, like Michigan just became relevant again. By this time, like, they should have a national championship win and a few college football playoff appearances. Like, this is
they
not.
They should at least have a Big Ten title. At least.
At least. This is not what should have been happening, man. This is nuts.
This is really nuts. If you guys are just joining us, thank you so much for that. This is the Sports Wars YouTube channel under the Geeks and Gamers banner. My name is Jeremy. I'm the owner of Geeks and Gamers and Sports Wars, and we are joined by former Jacksonville Jaguars offensive lineman Uche Nwaneri, better known as the Observant Lineman. What's going on, Uche?
That's right.
And we have our college football aficionado, Tommy, with his Alabama gear. I mean, Alabama, man. We're Alabama heavy here, but we got Uche to offset that. So,
yeah.
I mean, I don't hate Alabama, but I'm a little bit like, I'm tired of seeing Alabama at the top.
Yeah.
Which I guess makes me a hater, right?
I can understand that. I mean, back when USC was dominant, I couldn't stand USC, man. I was so ready for a change. And so I get that. I empathize with that for fans, but that doesn't mean I don't enjoy it any less. But, I mean, also –
hold on. Texas just scored. It's 23-21. Am I reading that right? I'm a little behind.
23-14.
Oh, yeah, they just scored, yeah.
23-14.
23-14, okay.
It's going to be 21-23. 21-23.
21-23 now. Yeah, so it's 21-23.
Okay. I'm a little behind you guys.
Me too. Yeah. It just happened on because I'm watching on my phone, so it just actually
scored.
I
see that. This is the scoring play right here then. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm on Hulu. It's a little bit.
I'm actually rooting for Texas a little bit. I mean, they've had their downtime. They've had their, their rough patches. Now, I mean, that's a program that, traditionally has been a powerhouse in college football. I want to see some of those powerhouse teams that had those 3 or 4 years where they fell off. I do want to see some of those teams start to rise back up because, I mean, it's kind of what you expect. They're supposed to be a great recruiting machine. They're supposed to be able to compete on the same level as the other big dogs. So when you see Texas go 4 or 5 years where they're not doing nothing, it's good to see them come back against a team that is still a powerhouse in LSU. LSU rebounds quickly. And the only thing that hurts them is that they got to play against, juggernauts pretty much week in and week out in the SEC. So good to see that Texas is competing against a juggernaut SEC squad. I like that.
I was just going to say, we're Alabama heavy, probably SEC heavy in a lot of ways on the channel. But, most of us are pretty objective when it comes to college football with regard to we're greater college football fans just in general. And I love to see big premier programs coming back online like Texas. I love, Oklahoma when they're relevant. I'm a fan of Purdue. I'm a fan of, outside, teams like Boise State and things like that. I'm just a fan of college football. So I enjoy the various layers of storylines within college football. It just so happens that the SEC tends to dominate the top 10 and, college football playoff here in recent years. But it is good. It's good for college football for Texas to come back online and be relevant and to have some competition within the Big 12. The way they're playing LSU today, I mean, the way we saw Oklahoma's defense show up the other day, I mean, Jalen Hurts scored 6 touchdowns, if I'm right. I'm just right off the top of my head. He had I don't know how many yards rushing and receiving it was, or passing. It was ridiculous. And if not for a score in garbage time, then they would have only won by 12 points. I mean, think about how much production he's going to have to put in to hang with Texas when they play Texas. Texas could win the Big 12. So that's cool. It's cool to have that, man, I don't know what's going to happen. That's college football. That's what's fun.
Let me give a quick update. Oh, my God, this is awful. Tennessee is heading to overtime with BYU. What? Oh, my God. Wow.
I got last week.
Yeah.
Because BYU, I mean, you don't consider them a top-tier squad, but they're a squad that can pull an upset against a team like Tennessee that's not playing really well at all right now. So I'm not totally surprised to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, so right now Auburn scored again finally, so they're up 21-6 on Tulane. That's still embarrassing for Auburn. Let me see. I'm looking here. And, of course, I haven't watched that game, so I can't tell you how this LSU-Texas game is turning out to be exactly what we expected it to be. It's a slugfest. And I want to mirror your thoughts about how we feel about I'm good with traditional powers rising back up. Texas, to me, Texas is I view Texas how I view the New York Knicks or the LA Lakers or the Dallas Cowboys. The sport is better when they're relevant. And Texas is the most valuable, in college and football. And they're just so prominent. So, I mean, I'm an SEC guy too, and I do want LSU to win this game, but I'm not going to be upset if Texas wins either. I'm kind of, it's a win-win. I want to see a good football game
for sure,
and we are seeing a good football game. Both teams are proving that they belong, and that's really the key right now. And right now we're in the third quarter. It's winding down, so this is going to be a slugfest in the fourth quarter. So that's exactly all you can ask for.
Looking at the game, I mean, if you look at all the things that are on paper about these teams right now, it's all validated by the game you're seeing. This is a 9-6. It's a close game. There is no I guess there's nobody's going to look at this and say, oh, Texas shouldn't be ranked, 9th.
Yeah.
No, they're playing against a 6-rated team, and it is literally it's going to be a down-to-the-wire game. I think that's good for college football, to have these teams that are ranked closely play against each other in different conferences, and they're still having a highly competitive, close, down to the last drive kind of match. So this is good.
Yeah, it is. And Garner just said this game is what's great about college football, and I agree. Go ahead, Tommy.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say, I think that what we're seeing here is good because our expectations are being validated, and Sam Ehlinger and Joe Burrow and just at what LSU Texas could be. It means a lot for both the SEC and the Big 12.
Absolutely.
And obviously college football in a greater sense, but it's good because it opens up so many storylines for us to speculate on as fans. What's going to happen with the Big 12? What's going to happen with the SEC West? This is a legit slugfest right now, and these teams are showing up to play and they're competitors. Other storylines in college football, you got North Carolina and Miami, ACC matchup with the 2 unranked teams, but that still matters, in the greater college football sense. And especially with storylines we saw with coming in with Miami, they're trying to return to prominence. But if they're losing 13-20 right now, if they start 0-2, that's going to knock some of the shine off of that. So that stuff matters with recruiting, with coaching changes, all that stuff. This year will affect next year, and that's what's so great about college football. So, yeah, it's a lot going on right now.
Yeah, I agree. So talk about the Texans. You want to talk about the Texans? I think the Texans are in great shape this year, and I think Deshaun Watson is he's one of the stud quarterbacks in the NFL right now. I don't think he's a top 5 quarterback yet, but I think he has the potential to make that top 5. I have high hopes for the Texans. What about you, Ooch?
I will not say anything positive about the Texans as they are a division rival of the Jaguars. So let me just start by saying, we all know who their star players are. I don't care. And the Jags play the Chiefs on, and that to me is far more an important game to talk about than what the Texans are doing. Just, because they're the Texans. I don't care.
Well, at least you admit your bias. At least you admit it,
Absolutely.
So.
And when it comes to AFC South, absolutely.
All right, let's talk a little bit about, and Tommy, I know you don't follow pros as closely as we do, but you could probably chime in some too. Antonio Brown, Uche, me and you were arguing like hell in the private chat earlier. I finally had to say stop, save it for the live. All right, so Antonio Brown, I am happy about it, even though I didn't think it would happen when people were kind of floating that idea out there. I just didn't think it would happen, but it happened, and I'm happy about it. I'm going to give you the floor. Go ahead, sir.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Hey, you talking to me?
Man. Sure, Antonio Brown? Listen, where to start?
First of all, have you interacted with Antonio Brown before?
No, I've never interacted with Antonio Brown.
Okay.
As an offensive player, I mean, we played against the Steelers, 3-4 times when I played them? At least 4 times. And I'm on offense, so I only can really talk about the players they have on defense who I've interacted with. But this is why we hate the fucking Patriots. This is why every player, if you ask them, who do you hate in the NFL? Oh, man, I really don't hate nobody. No, who do you hate? Going on me be for real? I hate the fucking Patriots. Well, why? They cheat. They're cheaters. Now, seriously, let's look at this situation. Antonio Brown is getting a shot, another chance to play in the NFL. But why? He did the kind of things that players are blacklisted for in the NFL. Actually, it's funny. I never really told anybody this story before. Old teammate of mine, I'm not going to name his name, from college. Good player. He was he got signed as a free agent with the Minnesota Vikings. He was one of those guys that unfortunately didn't end up getting signed to or getting on the 53-man roster. But the Vikings were apparently planning to bring him back, the next week. They didn't bring him back. Why? Because in his transport to the airport, after he was released, he talked shit about the organization to the guy who was driving him to the airport. I mean, nobody who's driving you to the airport and dropping you off so you can catch a flight back home. He's talking shit about how these coaches did him and blah, 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 not knowing that, there were coaches were still kind of discussing whether to bring him back. He never played with another team in the NFL after that. This guy, I didn't understand it. I'm like, why ain't this cat? Why hasn't he been signed by anybody else? He was blacklisted just because of that. Talking in more of an emotional reaction than an actual, this is how he feels. He was just felt disappointed and hurt that he got released. So he got defensive and talked about things he didn't like with the team. But that got him blacklisted from the NFL. Antonio Brown called the GM of the Raiders a cracker. Antonio Brown skipped multiple practices. Antonio Brown has, through no one else's fault but his own, shown that he doesn't give a damn about anybody except himself. And normally, I'm an advocate for players who want to, do as much as they can to secure their own future. I have no problem with that. I fully support it. But this dude has broken the code of the locker room, the code of etiquette amongst players themselves. He's broken all of that. He spat on the faces of his teammates in Oakland. He spat in the face of the organization as a whole. And yeah, the NFL's a business. He's trying to he's playing the game. He's playing the game in a roundabout, dirty way to get what he wants. But dude, you have literally violated. You're a coward. You're a coward. You did it on social media, coward. And you did it. You did things that, if any other player does that in the NFL, it's not even. I mean, dude, you don't even get past the helmet fiasco with most players. If somebody files a grievance and say they're going to retire because they don't get to use the helmet that they had for 10 years, man, any other player in the NFL, they'd have been like, rip his contract up, burn his whole clothing loop in the locker room, get him out of here. This guy does all of it.
Let me have a rebuttal, right? And I don't disagree with anything you're saying in terms of
before you get into that, real quick. Okay. Tennessee just tied up with BYU, and the Miami North Carolina game. Miami is 20 and has 20 in it's 19-20 North Carolina rather. So some tight games going on right now. Just wanted to break in. We've got some comments that point some of that out. And I got a question for Uche too when you're done. So.
Okay, so my rebuttal to you, Uche, is number one, I don't disagree with the overall premise of everything you said, but at the end of the day, we have seen players that can get away with more when they have supreme talent, and Antonio Brown has supreme talent. Like,
how many of those players have
T.O. got away? T.O. got away with shit nobody else would get away with, but T.O. was supremely talented.
What did T.O. do that you can compare in a relative fashion to what Antonio Clown has done?
I mean, he literally destroyed every team he was on. I mean, he threw his quarterback. He threw Jeff Garcia under the bus. Like, that is a you don't do that.
He threw his quarterback under the bus. That's not the first time a quarterback's been thrown under the bus by a player who is either supremely talented or not. That has happened before, and there's usually consequences for that. He was out of San Francisco post haste. He goes to Philadelphia. The guy breaks his leg. He changed the entire culture of Philadelphia in terms of being able to win in the postseason.
No. They had been to like 3 NFC championships in a row.
They lost all of them.
It don't matter.
Andy Reid lost his job because of that.
3 NFC championships in a row is not changing the culture if you take him to one more game.
Yes, it does.
No, because he wasn't even in the playoffs. He didn't even play in the playoffs to get him to that point.
It wouldn't have been in the playoffs without Terrell Owens.
They made the playoffs 3 straight years prior to him coming there.
They wouldn't have made the playoffs without Terrell Owens that year.
I disagree completely.
Not only does he break his leg, he does everything in his ability to get back and play with a still broken leg in the Super Bowl. Not only does he play in the Super Bowl and present himself as a player, not just as a player who's there, I'm suited up, even though I got a broken leg. He leads the team in receptions, leads the team in reception yards, has what would be considered by any other receiver. He has an all-pro showing in the Super Bowl, and he's failed by a quarterback who's in poor condition to even finish the game. He's not conditioned enough to play the game, the biggest game of his entire career, at the level needed to push them to a championship.
Bro, they made the NFC championship.
Threw him under the bus for it.
They made the NFC championship 4 years in a row with that quarterback.
And lost all of those games. So what was missing? They had an amazing defense. They had a great run game.
You had a fundamental problem in your argument. You had a fundamental problem. You said he changed the culture to winning. They were already winning. They probably, I would argue, I would have to look at the numbers. They probably had the best 4-year run in terms of win-loss record in the NFL, maybe outside of the Patriots. So you can't say he changed the culture. You're the same person that refuses to say that Tim Tebow changed the culture in Denver when he actually did. But you're gonna tell me
Tim Tebow changed the culture in Denver?
Yes. They went from the worst team in the NFL to winning the division and a playoff game by one decision, and that's changing the quarterback.
This guy's funny. Let me tell you something about Tim Tebow.
And first of all, hey, the people watching, I always bring up Tim Tebow, but with Uche, I specifically bring up because when Uche was in Jacksonville, if you want to Google this, you can. Uche was in Jacksonville. This is before he got drafted, correct?
Yeah, this is
Okay.
his after his senior year in Florida.
Okay, so I guess a reporter asked you. Here's how it went. Let me give people story.
I went on the Jacksonville Jaguars forums.
Okay, so
on their
I'm
website.
asking you. I was asking you. I'm sitting there. We were sitting there at the bar in Atlanta when we met, and we're bullshitting. We're arguing about fucking Zack Snyder movies at that point, and then I think we started talking about NFL, and we were loud as hell too, man.
Yeah. We were just sitting in the middle of like a Starbucks little seating area when the mall's closed.
They
got like cleaners walking by, like like looking at us, like what the hell are they doing?
Oh, hang on. Texas just scored. We got an update. Texas just scored.
Oh, wow. Did they?
I don't know.
I've got 30-21 on my screen. What do you guys have?
I have 30-21
I got
on my screen.
30-21, yeah.
But that
and it's 4th and 2.
I mean, Texas has.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they scored. They scored. Wow. 4th and 2. They scored like on a 50
they scored on this play. I'm still behind right now.
Wow. Yeah, me too. They're just.
The damn ball. Holy shit! Just a slant. That's all it was.
Yeah, a 3-yard slant.
I'm going to be the last one to see this. There it is.
Wow.
Hey, and I love the fact that we got Mark Knight coming in here and just says subscribe to PewDiePie just randomly. I love it. So I'm highlighting that.
Do that.
All right, so back.
People on Earth that's not done that yet, do that.
So we're 30-28. LSU is ahead of Texas 30-28. Okay, so back to the discussion. So Uche and I are sitting there. We're arguing about DCEU because I hate the DCEU and Uche loves it. And we've got Uche's covered that here on the Geeks and Gamers channel if you want to see more coverage of that. I just randomly was like, I'm a big Tim Tebow fan, man. What do you think about Tebow? And you was like, oh, shit. And I'm like, what? You're like, Google me and Tim Tebow. I'm like, is it bad? You go, Google it. So anyway, go ahead.
So, I mean, long story short, I often, I was known for being active on the community forums for the Jaguars on their official site. Like, I spoke with fans after games on the forums, posted my thoughts about stuff. And of course, I got a million questions about, drafting Tim Tebow. And in Jacksonville is literally 60 miles from the University of Florida. We have more fans go to Florida Gator games than Jaguar games in Jacksonville. So, of course, there's a little bit of bitterness about that because we're a professional team. That's college football. Fuck the Gators. But aside from that, they asked me about Tim Tebow. So I'm like, y'all really want this? Y'all really want me to be honest about this? And I basically listed out about 4 or 5 things that are obvious in his game. Even as a Denver Bronco, you could tell he can't throw a fucking football. All right? He can't read coverages. All right?
Hold on. Because BYU just won, right?
BYU just won in 2KC.
Yes. Yeah. BYU just won.
So they're going to burn the Ball Stadium down.
Man, this is
where were they? Where were they? Where were they?
Jeremy threw it like, huh?
Yeah,
it was second overtime.
All right, so Uche, we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to return. Yeah, we're gonna have to return. We're gonna have to return the Tebow conversation another time. There's too much going on. So we will. Sports Wars.
Tebow stuff. Fuck him. Let's go next. Next topic.
Yeah, we'll get back to that. But go ahead, Tommy.
Look, Jeremy Pruitt's been, very vocal in the media about players not buying in last year. If they don't want to do it, he'll go get 11 guys that do want to do it. And this is, you ain't even got 11 guys that want to do it. Apparently. Yeah, this is his recruiting class. Like, this ain't looking good. This is 0-2. You're going to start out 0-2 to Georgia State. And BYU is a solid team for what BYU is, but
Georgia State's in downtown Atlanta, dude. Like, they don't even got over to practice.
Hey, so Garnu, please keep us updated in the chat because you clearly have a quicker feed than any of us. I mean, I'm watching on my phone right now, and I have Gamecast up on my computer, but your results are coming in far quicker than I'm getting.
Yeah, he's a step ahead of me. I've got Texas on the TV. I've got this Tennessee game on the phone, and I've got a tablet here with UNC and Miami. So that's a good game. If you're not watching that, go watch that. It's in the fourth quarter right now. A 1-point lead still for North Carolina.
Yeah,
Miami. I expected a little bit more out of them.
DM says he wants to hear the Tebow story. How about Uche? How about you make a single video about this Tebow story for the channel?
I will.
Right.
I'm gonna make a single video about it.
Okay, so we will have that up hopefully by the weekend's up. We'll take care of that for you. It's a good story.
Yeah.
And
let me ask you this. Let's circle back around to AB, right? Because Jeremy and I had this conversation just briefly on the phone when all the AB nonsense was going down before he even got released. Do you think, like, with everything you just laid out with sort of the guideline, like he's been blacklisted, he should be blacklisted, and he's violated some of those unspoken rules. Do you think, like, because I know you have your feelings on Colin Kaepernick, and Kaepernick should get a shot, and he said some things about owners. Do you feel like AB's talent right now is transcending that, or do you feel like maybe AB goes by, like, if this Patriots thing doesn't work out, does AB go the way of Colin Kaepernick and, like, nobody will touch him? I mean, what are your opinions from having been inside that environment?
Honestly, I honestly believe that there might be 3 teams in the NFL that would say, you know what, fuck it. He's too talented to leave as a free agent. We need him. You got Tampa Bay. They don't got no, they got a receiver, but they don't really have. They need their receiving corps propped up. You look at teams like Cincinnati. You look at teams like, maybe Miami, who look at him and say, we'll let the talent. We don't want to pass up the talent, right? But majority of NFL teams are going to look at what Antonio Brown has done over the past year and a half, 2 years, and they're going to say that there is no way in hell you jeopardize your locker room's integrity for a player who has no qualms about literally confronting general managers. It's one thing even to argue with the head coach. That's happened. I've watched that happen. I've watched arguments between players and offensive coordinators. Those things happen on the football field. They happen in practice. Those things are not, totally uncommon. But the GM is, on most teams, the GM has final say. The owner gives the GM final say on what to do with the team. A GM is out of bounds. That is beyond anything that is considered even marginally tolerable for a football franchise that has any respect for itself. Because now you're questioning the person who really is responsible for every man who's on the roster being on the roster. And when you attack that person in the way he did,
hang on, LSU 36-28. What the fuck? Seriously? Holy shit. Like I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for the update because we're just behiand. That's
they're like the 24-yard line. This must be the play they scored.
Yeah. Ed Snark, I got you highlighted.
You guys are gonna see it a second before I do.
No, they got another play to go before they score. All right, they're at like the 12-yard line.
Okay.
So just to kind of like really, hammer down on this, because as a player, what's happening with Antonio Brown it's cringeworthy because you want to support, a fellow player. But what he's doing, dude, that ruins entire franchises. So the Raiders didn't lose a ton by releasing him. Obviously, they put themselves in the right position. I believe they did. They made a strategic move that anyone else looking at it from the outside looking in will say, you know what? You damn right. You take away the guarantees in his contract because as long as he's guaranteed money, he will continue to do whatever the hell he wants because he knows y'all can't take his money from him. But you fine him and you tell him he's no longer entitled to his termination pay. He's no longer going to have a guaranteed contract, and you force him to live by the standards of every other player who fought their ass off to make the roster. You were already assured a roster spot. There are guys who who are making, $5-6 million who don't have a roster spot assured to them. They have to show that they are trustworthy and consistent. And every day they're being evaluated as to whether there's somebody that's going to be drafted the next year to replace them. This guy didn't have any of those things to worry about. And you saw how he treated it. He didn't appreciate the position he was in. He didn't respect the gifts that were bestowed upon him by the Raiders. And at the end of the day, they had a choice to make. We either let him play in this game on Monday and he locks in his guaranteed money, or we actually hold him accountable and we put him on the same plane of existence that every other man on our roster is on, in that your contract is not guaranteed. You show us that you want to be the team player you claim you are, and you play around. There won't be a problem. If you just play football, that money's going to be yours. But we will not guarantee it to you any longer on paper because of what you've done over the past 6 months. You have humiliated us. You have made us look the fool to every other franchise in the NFL. So why the fuck should we guarantee you another dime? And at the end of the day, when the Patriots come and get him and scoop him up within hours, dude, players around the league, all that does is show that regardless of the greatness of the Patriots, they're allowing a player who is proven to be destructive to now 2 franchises. They're allowing that player to live and breathe in the same situation that he got when he got to Oakland, and guaranteeing him money if they were smart. And the Patriots are smart.
I was about to get you on that one. If the Patriots were not completely 100% sold on Antonio Brown being a part of their team, which I don't think they are. They're not 100% sold on him being on their team in 6, 8, 10 weeks. They should have given him they should have offered him a contract of a third of what he got for 1 year in Oakland. And they should have told him, we're not guaranteeing you a dime. We'll give you a signing bonus, but you're not guaranteed anything else. No incentives, no nothing. Okay.
You play one season here and prove to us that you are worth your salt, that you're not going to fucking be a distraction. And then next year, we'll talk about a big deal.
All right, so I'm going to jump in because that's all fine and dandy. You're talking about what he's done for other teams. It's proven that when you come to New England, if you do the things that you've done in the past, you're not going to last. They're not going to put up with you. They have a standard that they will expect of you. We've seen it with Albert Hainsworth. He didn't last. We've seen it with Ocho Cinco. He didn't last. But then we've seen Randy Moss, who had a lot of problems prior to, coming to New England, not to the level of A.B. probably, but still had some behavioral issues. He did hit a woman with a damn car. I mean, come on. And I love Moss, okay? But he came to New England, and he was a model citizen until Brady got hurt, and then they played that year with Castle, and he put up some good numbers, but the leadership element of the team was gone. And then towards the end of that season, Moss really started having some issues there. I believe he was still in New England the following season, but I think that the pieces were starting to they were already kind of broken with that at that point. So
I think that his play level was slowly coming down, just slowly. I'm not, it wasn't drastic, but the Patriots are pretty good at reading.
Yeah, they probably relied upon him heavily when Brady went down. They probably went hard after Moss because at the end of the day, I could be a Pro Bowl quarterback with Randy Moss as my quarterback.
Yeah, for sure.
Tommy, do we have any updates on college football?
I'm not seeing anything. The Stanford USC game is underway now, and Stanford's leading 7-3. So that's significant because Stanford's actually ranked. Most people pick Stanford to win that game. But Miami, North Carolina, last score I saw, it's on commercial now, it's 20-19 still. So still a tight game.
Now, real quick, hang on. For everybody joining us, this is the Sports Wars YouTube channel. We cover football, baseball, basketball, and then eventually once the channel grows, we plan on covering other, not so prominent sports within North America, something like hockey, even I'm not into hockey per se, but I do kind of follow golf and some auto racing, but we're going to have more people on the team that are going to cover certain elements that some of us aren't so much into. But please, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel, share this video. We've got former Jacksonville Jaguars offensive lineman Uche Nwaneri here joining us. He is part of the team. We have got our college football expert. He hates when I say that, but he's our college football guy, Tommy, here. And I'm Jeremy. I am the owner of Geeks and Gamers. So thank you for joining us. Please share the videos and help us get the word out about this channel, because we've got a lot of good things in our future. Uche, am I allowed to tell people where we're going to be this weekend?
Oh yeah, man. Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Yeah. So I'll let you tell.
Sports Wars right there.
Yeah. Okay. You go ahead and tell everybody where we're at.
So this coming Saturday, Sports Wars, which also includes the Observant Lineman, we are going to be live in West Lafayette, Indiana, for Purdue TCU.
On the sidelines, baby.
We are going to be on the sidelines. We were able to secure our media credentials this week. So we will be on the sideline. We will be in the post-game press conference. We will be, talking with players, getting some exclusive interviews done. So that is going to be an amazing experience for us. It's going to be an amazing experience for our viewers. So be sure to mark that on your calendar. Put it in your reminders. Purdue TCU next Saturday, 7:30 p.m. The game kicks off. So it's going to be a night game. Night games are always electric. Always electric. Yep. So this is going to be great. This is going to be a great thing. Obviously, I'm a Purdue alum. I let the higher ups in the athletic department know that I'm with Sports Wars. We're part of the Geeks and Gamers network. We're looking to operate as a media brand. So we wanted to get some media credentials, and they approved us through their application process to get those. So it's going to be awesome. And I'm absolutely looking forward to it.
Yeah, man, and this is the first of many opportunities that we're going to have in front of us. It's a blessing to have Uche come onto the channel, reach out to me. Have him on Geeks and Gamers and Sports Wars, and obviously we have a pretty big platform with our main channel, Geeks and Gamers. And I've talked about Texas. Oh my God. All right, so there was a flag though. Oh, there's 2 LSU players down too. I know I'm behind. So I'm just trying to keep up with everything. But yes, 2 guys hurt for LSU. I'm looking at that right now. 2 guys are down on defense. And there's a flag, and I don't know what the flag is for right now because they're tending to the injured player right now. Wow. Yeah. Is it holding? Okay. And I've talked about this many times. When it comes to geek culture, obviously I'm the guy that created Geeks and Gamers, and I'm the face of the channel, and we're very successful over there. I feel like I'm a jack of all trades, master of none when it comes to geek culture. I'm into everything, and I know I'm kind of this prominent Star Wars voice, but I've never claimed to be like this Star Wars aficionado when it comes to the lore. That's why we have people like Ryan on the team. When it comes to sports, I know sports, specifically football, basketball. I used to be a big baseball fan, but bring steroids back if you really want to get me back involved. But with Sports Wars, I feel like we have a huge opportunity ahead of us with the team we have, with the following with Geeks and Gamers, plus having Uche on the team and him bringing the entire aspect of it, a former NFL football player in. So we've got a lot of good things going, relying on all of you to share and help get the word out. So we do appreciate it. All right, Tommy, any updates?
No, I'm not seeing anything.
Okay.
Miami, North Carolina, still 20-9, 10 minutes left in the fourth. So.
Whoa. North Carolina's winning 20-9?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they got Mac Brown now, remember? Yeah. Mac Brown's there.
Oh, they do got Mac Brown. Oh, whoa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
everybody
years.
Yeah.
Everybody pretty much picked Miami to win. So this is interesting, just that they're this close or leading, but especially if they win, it's going to be a huge bump for that program.
There is a Stephanie B, who is now a moderator here. She is a mod over on Geeks and Gamers, and she is the sweetest person in the world. So,
Texas Tech fan. Yeah. My brother and sister are Texas Tech alumni.
She's from Texas. Steph's from Texas.
Nice.
So
I'm from Texas too. Dallas, Texas, over here.
Yeah. So Stephanie's great. She's awesome, man. So glad to have her here. Let me see. She says, "Thank you and hi there."
Joker trailer's on right now.
Is it?
So
yeah,
good.
that damn movie looks so good. Now, Joker, you've done multiple breakdowns on Geeks and Gamers about it. One thing I'm going to want to do is I would like to try to set up something where maybe we do some live streams during NFL Sunday, and we kind of we would have to get some type of system where we all have the same feed so we can react in real time. I don't know how we could do that, what type of connect we could get on, but I think that would be pretty cool if we all like. Do you have the Sunday ticket?
You know what? I cut my DirecTV, man. I was tired of.
I hear you on that. That's the only reason I keep it. That's the only reason I'm keeping it right now.
I had Sunday ticket. I was able to watch every game. You know how it is. But, dude, once you get out of that, terrestrial, like once you cut the cord, man, it's like you don't want to deal with that no more. The only way to get all NFL games now is Sunday ticket, which I ain't paying for that.
Yeah, I'm so tired of the DirecTV. So 187 Eddie says that we need fantasy football talk too. You are right, and I'm working on that. I am not a fantasy football guy myself, and I know we have people on the team that are into it. There's a guy here locally in Pensacola who's done some stuff on the channel before, and he is a master. He's a Jedi master at fantasy football. I'd like to see if I can get him back on if we can. He's also just he's such a difficult human being to deal with. So that's part of it. He's kind of like AB, but he's got all the talent, but he's a lot to deal with. If he's watching, he knows who he is. But let me see. All right, do we have any updates right now? I'm trying to look and see. All right, so I'm at this point, I'm looking at the Texas LSU game, and I got 7:18 left. I've got Texas on the 32nd and 24. This is a huge down right here, 2nd and 24.
Nice scramble. Don't fumble it. Ooh, good stuff. He picked up some yards, but it's still 3rd down.
Yeah, what did he pick up? He picked up about 9 probably, didn't he?
9 or 10, yeah. Looked like it.
So we're at 3rd down. This is a crucial one right here. I mean, with 6:51 to go, they have to punch. They have got to at least get a field goal out of this. They've got to get a field goal.
Can't move backwards. Can't take a sack. Obviously can't turn it over. But 3rd and 11, I mean, I would throw it 5, 6, 7 yards if your guy can run and get the first. Oh, wait. No, they need to get across. They're not even in midfield. Nah, they need to throw that ball past the first down marker.
I don't know what
at least at the first down marker. Nice. I was looking right at that tight end in the middle of the field, or that slot guy. Yeah, that was the right throw. Got the first down.
Oh, that was pretty.
Woo! Yes. Oh, my bad. I was looking at the chicks celebrating.
Hey, nice. I see that now. Yes, we objectify women here on Sports Wars. So if there's any beta males who are going to get offended by that, take your ass over to ESPN and their politically correct bullshit, because it's not going to happen here. All right, let's see. There's Ruth. There's Star Wars for Life. Hi, Star Wars for Life. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Again, if you're just joining us, smash the melee button. That's my way of saying like the video and share the video on social media and let everybody know what's going on.
Ed Snark's got that crazy ass profile picture.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what?
What is that? Is that I mean, is that your real hair? Did you set it up there? Was that like a costume thing you did, or just rocking it like that all the time?
Ed, we got to know what's going on there. We got to know what's going on there. All right, let me see. All right, I can't believe Tennessee. I can't. Oh my gosh. All right, so Auburn's up 24-6. That's not a surprise. We got UNC 20-19. We've got what else? We got Washington and Cal just started. Oklahoma State. Is the Oklahoma game over?
Let me see what I got here on the scoreboard.
I'm watching Stanford and USC right now. It's 7-3 still.
Okay, yeah. Oklahoma's done. It's 70-14. Jalen Hurts had 14 of 18, 259 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Who did they play?
South Dakota.
Okay.
Yeah, he probably was done by halftime.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Now, then let's kind of recap a little bit, because what we were talking about earlier, Michigan, just a dumpster fire at this point, and I know they won, and I get it, but it's a dumpster fire. And I believe, all right, so Michigan has a pretty tough schedule this year, correct? Am I right about that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're going to have a tough one.
Yeah,
so
they've still got to play. I know Syracuse, Ohio State. They play Penn State this year. I don't know. I'd have to look at their schedule, but it ain't.
All right, I got it. So next week, oh God, they got Wisconsin next week.
Lost.
And then, here's their schedule. They got Wisconsin next week. Then they got Rutgers. Then they got Iowa. Then they got Illinois. Then they got Penn State. Then they got Notre Dame. Then they got Maryland. Then they got Michigan State. Then Indiana. Then OSU. They are going to be – they might lose 5 games this year.
I'm telling you, man. I'm
calling it right now. Based on how they played today, based on how you struggled and had to go to double overtime with Army, Michigan will not win another game.
Another
the rest
game?
of the season.
Come on.
You can't struggle with Army and hope to think you're going to beat Wisconsin. Not going to happen. Not going to beat Iowa. Not going to beat Penn State. I might give them a overtime win over Rutgers. You're not going to beat any other Big Ten team if you can't handle Army. I'm just going to call it.
I don't disagree
Best
with
case scenario, they win 2 more games this season.
I think they're definitely going to beat Rutgers. I think they're going to. Man, they have a brutal fucking schedule.
Yeah, they got a rough schedule, dude. Can you look at that schedule and say any of these games are going to be a win for them?
I know. I mean, this is pretty bad. So look, here's their schedule right here. All right. So I'm gonna see if I can bring this up.
Okay, Rutgers and Illinois. I'll give them those. Rutgers, Illinois. But that's it, dude. That's it. Look at everybody else they got to play. Iowa, they're ranked.
Maybe
Iowa's
Indiana. Maybe Indiana. But
Indiana is no slouch. Indiana used to be a slouch when I was at Purdue, but they are no slouch anymore. They can compete. They can compete.
That's a brutal schedule, man. Holy
They're
crap.
not getting past Penn State, Wisconsin, Maryland probably beat the brakes off of them if they show up the way they did today. Michigan State, I mean, damn. Ohio State, Justin Fields is doing what he does, man.
Wow.
God almighty.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there. So to answer your question, Ed Snark, I believe Harbaugh will be gone before the end of the year.
Yeah. Before
the end of the year.
Now, another question is, what kind of hit does their ranking take? Because how are they even ranked 7th? Knowing what we know about how they played the past few years, how do you get ranked 7th? I don't care what your recruiting class looks like. How many wins does he have as a head coach compared to losses against quality teams?
The media freaking loves the name Harbaugh attached to Michigan. It just feels like it should be big, but it ain't. It's trash. It's bad.
It's really not. I mean, look, but I fell for it just like anybody else fell for it when Harbaugh first came there. And I mean, it felt right, and it felt like it was going to be it felt like it was just going to be a thing for college football. It was going to be good for recruiting. It wasn't. It really wasn't. All right,
dude. If he loses against, I would say if he loses against Rutgers, if he loses against,
hang on, Miami just scored with 4:38 to go in the 4th against North Carolina. So Miami just scored. So now North Carolina, that's going to make it. Once they hit the PAT, it's going to make it 26-20, and North Carolina is going to get the ball back, and that's going to be pretty damn interesting. So, all right. So Texas just hit a field goal, is what I'm being told by the chat. Of course, I haven't gotten that update yet, but I'm not there.
They're in position to get a stop on defense.
LSU 37, Texas 31 is what Ed Snark's telling us.
Okay, yeah, they're lining up for 40. That's a 47-yard attempt too, so that's a pretty damn
right down the middle.
Yeah. Okay, so this kicker, they got a good kicker. Then let's see how much leg he has left in it.
Woo! He had some leg in it. That was a damn good kick right there.
That was a great kick.
Can we get him in Alabama since Alabama can't get a kicker to save our life?
I don't know. Now, did you didn't watch the game today because you were so busy.
I was in and out. I saw two of his first 2 touchdowns, and I had some stuff I had to do before the late games started.
Last week I think was a fluke with our kicker Will Reichert. He's coming in. He was the number 1 kicker in the country,
right?
and he kicked a 47-yarder and a 49-yarder, if I'm not mistaken. And they could have went for they were down the middle, and they could have gone for 55+ yards. I mean, he's got a monster leg. So hitting both upright, like the opposite uprights in one game, is just like you almost have to. It's like he was trying to do it. You know what I mean? You can't get much worse luck with that as a kicker. But he's got the leg, and it looks like maybe he dialed it in, this week. So I think there's a lot of promise there.
Yeah. Yeah, Stephanie B says it best. Trigger warning, this place is full of toxic masculinity. Damn right it is. Damn right it is. So.
I saw a meme of, somebody carrying, it was probably a National Guardsman or something carrying a victim of the flooding after the hurricanes and stuff, a woman and a small child. And it, the headline was toxic masculinity. Because when shit goes down, nobody calls a feminist.
You're damn right. You're damn right. That's exactly how it is, too. That's exactly how that shit goes.
You know what's crazy, man? Like, not to get into all the political shit, but true feminists don't act the way that the feminists you see today act. They really don't.
No, not at all. Not at all. I want to say
the true feminist movement was not centered around just taking shots at men all the time. It was just trying to find ground for women to excel. That's what it was.
Gray Force 11 says, if y'all are wrong about Michigan, we'll expect an apology. Hey, first of all, let me say this, okay? Because I'm the dumb ass that actually predicted Michigan was going to the college football playoff 2 weeks ago, okay? So, and that was a bold prediction, by the way. And because the other three teams I picked Alabama, I picked Clemson, and I picked Oklahoma. Not really shocking picks. So I decided to go with Michigan as my bold prediction. Not that I felt that it would necessarily happen, but I felt like that would be my bold prediction. And right now,
a bit too bold.
Yeah, it's not looking too good.
It's hard to make predictions.
Texas. Oh no, he didn't. They call it incomplete.
Oh, yep. Okay.
So it's hard to make predictions in college football because there's so much at play, with emotions and momentum swings and storylines and all that stuff. But I mean, that's kind of what, men do. They make predictions, and you try to look at things and you say, all right, I think this is what's going to happen. And I made the prediction as an outside sleeper that Michigan will make the college football playoff, but that's not going to happen now. Given the evidence that we have, it looks like they'd be lucky to squeak out 6 games.
Hey, I got a couple super chats that I missed, so let me get to these. The Price is Right review says, yo, what's up, Jeremy? Here's some money for In-N-Out Burger since SJWs want to ban cheeseburgers now for global warming. Better eat while we still can. Thank you, The Price is Right review. I apologize for missing that earlier. We also have the amazing Mary Mayhem says, yay, sports ball. Thank you for the support, Mary Mayhem. And we have TLJ Russian Bot. Hey, guys, will the Jaguars cover +4.5 against KC? Uche.
Are you what? Will the Jaguars cover 4.5?
+4.5 against KC.
I am going to say that the Jaguars defense this year will make sure that's covered because the Jaguar defense will score on their own in addition to the offense. I feel like Jacksonville, because this game is in Jacksonville, and I feel like at home in Jacksonville with the squad, with the quarterback who finally has some clout to help carry the team since Dave Garrard back when my first 4 years in the league. I feel like Jacksonville can win this game. I feel like this is a game that will come down to the final quarter, and it'll come down to whether the Jaguars turn the ball over, which, if you turn the ball over, you hurt your chances of winning. If Jacksonville doesn't turn the ball over and their defense is able to force a turnover, maybe score off a turnover, I think Jacksonville wins. I'm actually predicting Jacksonville by 3. So
really? Over KC?
Yeah, why not? You think our defense ain't good enough? You think we ain't got the best cornerback in the NFL over there? The best D-line? The best defense in the NFL is the Jaguars defense. Regardless of what the stats say, watch how that defense plays. They play like animals, like freaks. They try to take heads off, and they are unapologetic about it. They don't care if they hurt you. So what?
I think your bias is showing, and that's okay. I don't have a problem with that.
No, but legitimately look at the Jags defense. That defense last year was dominant, but they were on the field 3/4 of the game. So no defense is going to survive when they're playing, when they have more plays on defense than they do on offense. So now you have a quarterback who has proven that he's a Super Bowl MVP. 2, he has played, he's not so sexy to talk about now because he is a good dude who who sat down as a backup in Philadelphia after winning the Super Bowl. And when they needed him, when his number got called, he took them back to the playoffs. When his number got called, he almost got them back to the Super Bowl. And it wasn't on him that they didn't. So, for who was it? Malcolm Jenkins, if not for him dropping that pass that was put on him perfectly, then those guys are back in the Super Bowl. Nick Foles is exactly what Jacksonville needs to get themselves back in a position to get to the Super Bowl. I mean, had we not got cheated by the Patriots in 2017, we might actually, have that trophy already. But I'm excited about it because this is the first Jaguar squad really in 10 years that checks all the boxes in terms of you got receivers, you got running backs, you got an offensive line that, while it's probably the weakest part of the team, is solid. You got an MVP quarterback. You have a dominant, revered defense, and you have a coaching staff that has put together and assembled a squad that, at least on paper, before the season starts, has everything that you look for in a team to compete for a championship. So I expect that. That's what I expect.
You see what happens when you bring fucking Jaguar up to Uche? He won't shut the fuck up. I swear to God.
Who will question my knowledge? Who will question it?
Real quick, Nemesis86 says, can you at least admit Aaron Rodgers is the Hail Mary King? # green and gold forever. Yeah, I can admit that Aaron Rodgers puts himself and his team in a position to have to throw Hail Marys to win football games. Meanwhile, Tom Brady's sitting on the sidelines at the end of games, because he's already put his team in position to win. So, yeah, I can do that. But I have admitted that I think Aaron Rodgers is the most talented quarterback from a physical standpoint that I've seen. He can do things.
Patrick Mahomes is the most physically gifted quarterback in the NFL.
I need to see. Okay, so there's
just based on what we know right now.
Well, okay, but what I'm saying
over the last 10 years because of
I need to
argue
see
against Aaron Rodgers. That's what I'm saying.
I need to see a pattern of success that can also back up the fact that you have the talent. Because I mean, hell, like I've said, RG3 had talent. You know what I mean? And maybe if he didn't get injured, maybe he didn't, maybe he would have had a career. But at the end of the day, he didn't for various reasons, and that's fine. So Mahomes does seem like he has talent, but I will never say he has more talent than Aaron Rodgers at this stage in his career. Give me 5, 6, 7 years of showing that talent. Yeah. I mean, you look at some of those throws, like a couple of years ago, Aaron Rodgers made this fucking ridiculous throw against the Cowboys that no other quarterback on the planet could make, and when he does things like that, it's, LSU touchdown? Holy shit. Damn, I mean, they're on the fucking 39-yard line right now. I hate being behind right now.
Yeah, I hate that delay.
Yeah, I know, man.
And I think it's like a 2-play delay, so it might not even be this play.
I wonder if there's 21.
Yeah. Nice stiff arm.
43, 31, right?
Woo, look at that. Oh my goodness, what a play. Wow, that seals
that stiff arm was sick.
On third and 17.
I'm going to just wait till I see it, guys.
Oh, sorry. Look
at that stiff arm.
Look at McConaughey over there. He ain't happy.
He lifted that motherfucker off the ground with a stiff arm. Like,
that's not a happy McConaughey.
That's not. That wasn't no all right.
That ain't all right.
That's as clutch as it gets, man. 3rd and 17, 61-yard touchdown pass. That is clutch right there. That is beautiful.
Yeah. We also got Stanford up 14-3 now in the second quarter.
Okay. All right, good deal. Matthew Byers Club is upset. Level 4 says, nice, Sports Wars Live. Thank you. We appreciate that. I know a lot of you have been asking for live streams for Sports Wars. Here we are. We've got about 70 people watching, which is really good for our young channel here. So we're really happy about that, and we appreciate it. Please like the video. Please share the video, and let anybody you know about the fact that Sports Wars has got a YouTube channel here. We're going to be covering a lot of football, and we're excited about the NBA season. We will have baseball coverage here on the channel. I can't say I'm going to be part of that because I don't really follow baseball. And then we'll cover some other, lesser popular sports here in the United States, but we'll definitely do what we can as the popularity of the channel grows. Look
at Matthew McConaughey. Hey, man, it's okay. Hey, look, Texas is playing a damn good game. That's just a great play by LSU. I mean, they were man coverage. They were man coverage. No safeties over the top. I mean, hey, what do you want?
USC just fumbled, what Garnu says. And LSU's hitting a 2-point conversion. Damn.
All right, so now they're up 14.
Yeah.
Oh, stay in coverage, you dummy. Stop looking at the quarterback. That's why they got the 2-point.
Bam. Woo. I gotta say though,
saw you look at him, he threw it over his head.
I got to say, let's see. Hey, guys, don't forget to post on the StreamYard community page. We will do our best to promote. All right, we'll do that. I didn't even know about the StreamYard community page, so I'll have to look into that.
Oh, man.
And, so Maryland's most impressive Big Ten team. Maryland is the most impressive Big Ten team, says Dean's List. I need to see a list of the Big Ten teams right now. LSU's quarterback has 471 yards tonight. Jesus.
Hey, while y'all talking about quarterbacks, Purdue's quarterback in the first 2 games has about 1,000 yards throwing with 10 touchdown passes.
Man.
Yikes.
That boy is balling. And got the best receiver in the country catching the ball. He had 200 yards receiving.
No, I believe the best receiver in the country is playing on the Crimson Tide.
Moore, first team All-American.
Jerry Judy's the best receiver in the country.
Hashtag back for more.
Hashtag
223 yards receiving.
Hashtag Jordan drafted Kwame. Pro players don't know shit about talent. So don't give me. I don't care if you're a former NFL player. Jordan drafted Kwame. Don't bring me that shit. You ain't got nothing to say. You got nothing to say.
Yeah, Jerry Jeudy is the best receiver in college football. If not him, we're looking at T. Higgins.
You telling me Randall Moore's not better? Jesus. How many yards he had receiving today?
Who, Jerry Jeudy? He had 3 touchdowns. He moved up to the 3rd all-time Alabama receiving.
Alabama.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's do a little history. Let's do a little history project here. I'm going to look up who has the most receiving yards, receiving touchdowns, and receptions in NCAA history. Something tells me there might be multiple Purdue Boilermaker receivers on that list. Let's see.
I honestly don't even know who it is.
I don't know. I mean,
let's see here.
Hey.
Stephanie B says, Mr. Wanari, don't listen to him. So Purdue already lost a game this season, says Gray Force 11. Look at that, man.
Yeah, we did lose. We did lose one game. And in that game, our receiver had about 200 yards receiving and multiple touchdowns. He did his part.
Look at old coach.
He ain't saying he's not good, but you know.
Yeah. Okay. So TLJ Russian Bot says, after listening to Uche, I just parlayed Purdue in the national championship and the Jaguars in the Super Bowl. Thanks.
Boom.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? I got somebody who's been there. Somebody who knows. Yeah, hey, come on.
Go ahead and get
smarter on Purdue.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the top 50 in receiving, you have 1, You have 2. You have you got 2 Boilermakers in there.
Okay,
You got
here's what I was going to do. Why don't you name me one Boilermaker that's better than Julio?
Drew Brees.
No. I meant wide receiver.
Yeah, or Cooper.
Well, I mean, how many Purdue wide receivers in the NFL right now? I don't think there's any.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter. You can't make that comparison by default. It's an irrelevant comparison to make. 3. Dorian Bryant's in there too. There he is. Okay, we got 3 Boilermakers in receiving that have receiving yards records.
even Ryan, a fellow Purdue fan, says that's a bad decision. TLJ blame Uche. Hashtag blame Uche for any of your bets going wrong because he's
past performance is not indicative of future gainings.
Oh man! All right, what's going on in this North Carolina game? Oh shit! North Carolina's back on top with a minute to go. North Carolina is back on top. They put an entire drive together. Looks like they scored about a 10-yard touchdown. Yeah, it's a pass. So 10-yard touchdown pass, and we've got a minute to go in the game. Holy shit!
Yeah. Holy
shit! You know, I really do like Mac Brown. I've always liked Mac Brown. He's a really good guy. And I kind of felt like he got pushed out at Texas a little bit. But at the same time, you know, I understood why they felt they needed to move on. What's up, Tommy?
Well, I mean, they stopped winning, you know?
Yeah, it was getting pretty bad. So,
well, they stopped winning in the games that they stopped winning in the big games.
Yeah.
They were still beating, you know, trash time teams, but they stopped winning in the games where they needed to win.
Did they replace him with Charlie Strong? Was
Strong
the first one?
Yeah, Strong was the one they brought in behind him, and that was 4 years of mediocrity.
And he was then choice because of Louisville, right? He was coming out of Louisville. Is that right? I don't know. I
thought he was the defensive coordinator for Texas before when they gave him the job.
Hey, has anybody watched my Anakin Skywalker video on Geeks and Gamers? Because I didn't get a chance to rewatch it after I edited it, so I hope it's not fucked up. So if anybody lets me know if there's any mistakes, was I picking my nose or anything? So
my A.B. video, I put up the whole video instead of the edited video, the first one where he got released. So I'm like, what the fuck? I did it like 4 times. And I made it like private for like 20 minutes, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. He already signed with the Patriots. I'm gonna make it public again. Who cares? Nobody's gonna watch that one now that he's already signed with somebody else. So
I heard that. Looks like
Trump left Louisville to go to Texas, and he was making a name for himself, so he was sort of a sexy choice at that time.
That's the same way Purdue hired. I think it was the head coach from Toledo. After he got them into the top 25, Purdue decided they'd hire him, and that bum didn't have a winning season for 4 years. No, my bad. 2 years. They got his black ass out of there after 2 seasons.
Larry says, we love Uche, best personality. There you go, Uche. So
appreciate that. Love you too, guys. Love you too.
All right, let's see. All right. So North Carolina, it's still 101 in the fourth quarter. And Miami has the ball now. Looks like Miami is actually driving.
I've got 20 seconds. I'm ahead of you.
You're ahead of no. Let me just refresh. Then I'm watching it in real time, and the ticker up top is telling me 101, but it's showing me them driving right now.
Well, I've got 20 seconds left on the clock, and it's 28-25 North Carolina, and they are on it just flashed away. It looked like about the 32.
Yeah, it looks like you just do an incomplete pass from the 32.
Oh.
But I don't have a time ticker on mine, so I mean mine's still stuck at 101.
18 seconds, 14 seconds, 13 seconds. They're over their field goal line.
Idiot. Throw the ball deep. There you go.
Hey, Uche, we should try to set up.
Oh, pass interference in the end zone.
Uche, we should try to set up maybe if there's a sports bar in the area for NFL Sunday when we're up there in Purdue. Maybe a Buffalo Wild Wings or something like that. Because Jeff from World Class Bullshitters lives 3 hours away. Do you think you can get him a pass to come in with us?
As far as credentials go,
yeah,
probably. You know what? I could apply for another one because I think what I read on their application is that it has to be it can't be outside of like 5 days till the game. Okay. So I'll reach out to the head of the John Purdue Club and have him send me another link for their application for media credentials.
So I just I'm getting reports of a Texas touchdown, so it's 45-38. I'm looking at 45-31.
They got a big pass interference call in the end zone, and now that put them at the 1 yard line. So, or put them close to the end zone. One of the two. They got 22 seconds. I mean, put them at the 15-yard line. So. Great throw, really, really shit. That was a great damn throw.
That was a damn good throw. That was beautiful. That was a beautiful throw. 22 seconds left, says Ed Snark.
I mean, obviously onside kick.
Hey, and I just want to thank everybody who's been in the chat and you guys giving us updates. Really appreciate that. This does make it a little bit funner. I think we all need to kind of work on our setups a little bit, maybe for next week, and maybe if I have a TV in front of me,
Who said Jags won't cover the spread?
So I'm enjoying the conversation with everybody. I'm really digging that, man. So thank you all for
left in the Miami game. They're going to kick for the field goal here for the tie to send it to OT.
Okay.
You know what what I do really love about college football is, it's weird. Once you get to the pro level, and you try to go back and look at a college football game, it's hard, man, because it looks visibly slower, visibly less aware than an NFL game. But he missed the kick.
Yep, North Carolina wins.
Woo!
5 seconds left. But
okay,
5 seconds left. Up turnover. It's over.
I'm down with that.
College football is awesome in the respect that overtime is like almost a regularity in college football. And overtime in college football is far more exciting than overtime in the NFL.
Oh, wait, hang on. Are we going for an onside kick right now? Are we going for an onside kick?
Yeah.
3PO, do you want in here? Drunk.
Nobody update us. We're about to watch it in real time. Oh, they got it.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
They got it. Did he drop it? Did he drop it?
Oh!
They got it.
He went out of bounds.
He laid out for it. He laid out for it. They're going to give it to him because he got it in midair. He laid out. They got to give him that.
Oh
my God.
Went out of bounds. They're going to say it went out of bounds?
I think he was out of bounds.
Is there no
Okay.
He may have went out of bounds and then touched it first.
I got you, Drunk. I sent you the link, but that's cool, man. No problem. No problem at all. All right. Where's my fucking game cast? There's so much. All right. I'm watching it right now.
Dropped it.
Oh. Wow.
Wow. Are they going to call it what? Illegal procedure? But it went 10 yards. What are they talking about? How is that illegal procedure? Oh, he lost it at the last second.
But his leg landed on out of bounds anyway, so I don't think he would have maintained possession anyway if he would have.
Yeah. Hey man, that was a hell of an effort. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Good boy.
That would have been
effort that
if he
that's
controlled the ball, like that would have been down. His elbows landed first.
Yeah.
Yep. Game's over. They're down in it. So hey, look, man. Texas has nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, you go head to head with LSU, who's had LSU brought a lot of starters back this year. Am I right, Tommy?
Yeah, I believe so. I don't know what their O line and stuff looks like, but I mean, this is a lot of these guys are in their second year and whatnot.
So I mean, Texas has got a lot going for them. I don't think this is a bad loss at all. I mean, the only way this could have been better for them is if this would have been in Baton Rouge and they lost this game, and that would have been the best case scenario to lose. But I think Texas showed up. Texas proved that they are definitely back. Obviously, maybe one more year before they're fully in the national title picture. But yeah, man. Ed Snart says. Ed Snart says, laughing my ass off, loving Uche's live reactions. Yeah. You guys should have saw us at that bar, man, when we were screaming and the two women were looking over like, what the hell are these guys doing?
You know what, though? Look, at the end of the day, there's a couple things you can take away with Texas. One, they're going to be ranked higher than Michigan next week. Two,
I don't know. Will they? I mean, I know.
Dude. Listen, it doesn't matter that Michigan won that game. It doesn't matter. They're going to drop 6, 7, 8 spots. I would say around between 6 to 8 spots because that win is look.
They're not dropping that much
against a team. Yes, they will.
What? Let me see.
Drop significantly when you struggle against a team that has no business scoring 2 touchdowns on you, much less taking you to fucking overtime. What?
Okay, but look, here's what's up. So Texas A&M lost, so that's going to help them. Texas A&M was at 12, so they're going to back up. They're not going to fall below that. Let me see. Auburn's not good. Auburn wasn't impressive, so they beat Tulane, but they're not impressive.
But they won soundly, which means they will not drop from where they're at.
They're not going to drop, Michigan is not dropping below Auburn. They're not dropping below Florida. They're not dropping below Utah. And those are the teams that are immediately behind them. If all of those
teams win, then why wouldn't they drop that far? They would just double overtime and arguably should have lost to a team that has no place on the field with them. They lost. Look, let's not forget. Jim Harbaugh has the greatest loss. Does he? Or was it the coach before? Who lost to Appalachian State? Who was the head coach that year?
I believe that was Brady Hoke. Is it Brady Hoke? Is that his name? Tommy?
What?
Who lost to Appalachian State? Wasn't it Brady Hoke?
Probably. I'd have to look it up, but that sounds like a Brady.
I'm about to look that up.
I think it was Brady. I think. So, it was Rich. Was it Rich Rod?
Oh, it could have been.
Everybody's naming different names. We got Lloyd Carr. We got Rich Rod. Lloyd Carr.
Lloyd Carr, yeah, okay. That was the head coach they had who was actually there for an extended time. Actually has a Big Ten title under his belt. That might have been the last Big Ten title they ever had was with Lloyd Carr. Shoot.
Yeah, so Lloyd Carr, okay.
I'll tell you what, Michigan has lost to Appalachian State. That was the first,
that was probably
unbelievable game.
Yeah,
that's the worst loss they've ever had, for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
and then you almost lose to Army, dude. That's arguably worse than Appalachian State.
Hey,
Appalachian State
right
is a top-tier team.
Michigan's going to drop like 45 spots. No, they're not dropping. They're going to drop. They might drop a spot or two. They're not dropping more than a spot or two. That's it.
There have been teams who have dropped 4 places for almost losing. Look, remember, they're not calculating your ranking anymore, by BCS standards. These are going to be, isn't it like a committee that now kind of the media and the committee that kind of come up with these things now?
I wouldn't be surprised to see them fall out of the top 10. I mean, you've got right behind them, you've got Notre Dame, who didn't do anything to lose a spot. You've got Texas. We'll see what happens with them. Auburn, won. Florida won. Utah sitting at 13, they won. Texas A&M will probably take a little bit of a spill. I don't see Michigan.
All teams that played against top level. Why not? Look, okay, let's look
at the saying Michigan will probably fall from like 7 to 11 or 12, in my opinion.
Which is about right. That's what? That's 5 places if they drop to 12, which they'd be lucky to drop to 12 after almost losing to Army. These guys went to overtime with Army. So let's look at the top. Let's look at the top 10. Everybody in front of them obviously stays where they're at. And Auburn, they won 24-6. You don't punish them at all. That's a sound, solid win. Florida, 45-0. Utah, 35-17. Penn State, 45-13. Oregon, 77-6. You think these teams won't be able to to jump over a Michigan team
Oregon
that
got a
almost
loss.
lost.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
the
Oregon
team
has a
who's
loss.
looking at-
What was Oregon ranked last week? They were ranked pretty high last week, right?
They were number 11 last week,
Okay,
so they
11.
fell 5
And they
spots.
lost, and they dropped 5 spots. So
Yeah, typically you don't see a team drop too much when they lose, but I think just circumstantially, Notre Dame being silent this week, Auburn winning, Florida winning, Utah right there winning. It wouldn't surprise me to see them fall below them, but I wouldn't be also surprised if they fell to, like, let's just say 10. I think they probably deserve to be definitely out of the top 10, but I definitely think they're going to fall behind Notre Dame, Auburn, maybe Florida. It just depends on how you look at this,
I'll move. You know what's good for Texas in this? And the fact that they lost.
I got to show this real quick.
Texas-
Guys, I got to show this real quick. Somebody, this is nephew doing car video. That is fantastic. I am retweeting this right now. Oh my God, dude. This is
I look
awesome.
at this and I think to myself, Michigan, even with the win, like the critics and the people who decide what these rankings are going to be, they're not looking at that as that's not a win. You can't be number 7 and struggle against Army. So you have to come out of the top 10. And I think they honestly go to 12 or 13. I think 12 or 13 is right.
Harbaugh's getting panned in the media.
He really is. He really is.
Especially around Michigan. And somebody commented on my video earlier saying they lived in Michigan. I find out who that was. Give them some credit here, shout out. But that, the local media is just going to destroy him. They're going to be all over him.
Gray Force says Uche is obsessed with Michigan.
No, I'm not obsessed with Michigan at all. What I am is I find it very irritating because of how the Harbaughs are. And you know what? I'm not going to talk about his brother because his brother does his thing in Baltimore. He's kept them relevant.
Hey,
since
real quick,
he's been
you guys hold it down. I'm going to go pee.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, it was Hot Tacos said, I'm from Michigan, and trust me, local sports talk is going to crucify Michigan. So,
like, dude, this is not, there's a few things in college sports that piss people off more than when you have a team that's been hyped the entire preseason, and then they come out and they basically, minus 1 or 2 plays, they shit down their legs against a team that had no business even playing with them. And, I mean, not even that. It was at home, and you almost lost.
In the big house, man. They came in there and almost took them.
When Army can come in there and hold it down against Michigan in the big house, it ain't the big house no more. Because, for the majority of that game, let's see here. So first quarter, even, 7-7. Second quarter, 14-7. Third quarter, 14-14. I mean, dude, y'all are 3 points away from y'all are going to get mobbed by y'all's fans when y'all are going to the bus after the game. Like, it was ugly for them. It's not about being obsessed with them. It's that I recognize that look, I was like this again on Purdue losing to Nevada last week. I was like, no, y'all motherfuckers can't be over here hyping yourself up as this is a new era of Purdue football, and then you bums come out here and lose to Nevada. Those are the teams you stomp on. Those are the teams you practice on. You run plays you don't never run against teams like Nevada and Army. You run the trick plays against them.
That's the thing, man. That's why that's why it's such, not only the fact that Harbaugh's had his time to establish his culture up there and he's got his recruits and he should be doing his thing, but
everybody there is your guy.
Yeah, they came into this season on the hype train. Shea Patterson in the Heisman talks. They got Josh Gaddis. They're installing a new offense. It's going to be freaking lights out offense up there. And, man, it is nothing. I mean, it
is. I don't even know if I had to, they're 2-0. Okay, they're 2-0. I think if they play away at Army, they lose that game. And I think if they play away in their first game, I think they're 0-2 if they're not at home in these first 2 games. I mean, I almost think from fear of backlash, they will themselves to win that game because their home field advantage has been null and void, really.
Well, and it's very telling that how crazy that place went, the explosion when they won. It's a sad state for Michigan football when you're rushing the field after beating Army in double OT off of a fumble recovery. Like, oh, man, how are you here? Like, just show your disappointment at least. Fuck, God.
For real. There shouldn't, you know what? And this is what, and if you're looking at what Harbaugh said after the game, because I got a glimpse of what he said, and I was like, what? You're sitting here talking about your guys fought hard. That's how you fight to win, man. I would the press conference if I was Jim Harbaugh. Don't say, because the only thing you can say right now is this ain't the kind of football that's going to get us to the Big Ten championship game. This ain't the kind of football that Michigan wants to associate themselves with, and that falls on me, the head coach. So if he's going to say anything, that's what he should have said. And from there, you work to make adjustments to your team. You reevaluate all your players and be honest with yourself. If you ain't got no squad, hey, resign. I was like, I just want to announce my retirement. You guys, good luck this year.
The thing is like the way I didn't see his post-game interview, but if he's characterizing it as we fought hard, we stayed in there, and we got this victory, and this was a test, and this is one of those games, if that's kind of the bubble he's putting around it, I think he needs to go back and watch the film, because that was a ugly game. There was fumbles and penalties and missed opportunities, and it was ugly football. It wasn't like
first thing I saw.
We went at it. It was ugly.
First thing I see here when I typed in his name was press conference. So he clearly said some dumb shit. Let's see.
Yeah. Well, that wouldn't be surprising.
That's how you fight. That's how you scratch and claw. Both teams did that. Nigga, what?
You can't say that. Cultural appropriations. I don't care. You can say whatever the fuck you want. I don't care.
Appropriate me.
All right, just don't go full A.B. Start calling me cracker or whatever. So.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. I used the GA, so my word. I can say that part.
Yeah. Hey, I listen to Tupac and I have a black friend. So I can say it too.
Hey, if you said it, I wouldn't say nothing. Shoot, I wouldn't get mad. Okay, so this is what he said. And I'm looking at what is this? This is the Spun, whatever, the spun.com, whatever.
Yeah.
He says oh my God, no, he didn't. He said, that's how you fight. That's how you scratch and claw. Both teams did that. Adds that he could talk about Michigan's defense all day. Really? This guy, these are just two quotes. Let me see if there's more. Oh my God. This is funny. Fox Sports says Michigan's Jim Harbaugh is the most underappreciated coach in college football.
What? Come on. Oh my God. Gotta be kidding me with that. That's some nonsense right there. Oh my Lord.
Okay, here we go. Sports Nation. Let's see here. Jim Harbaugh recaps Michigan's win over Army. Blah blah blah. Jim Harbaugh explains that thinking of going for it on fourth down late in the game instead of kicking the field goal. He said the analytics said that the best thing to do if you got in a situation 4th and 3, that distance, was to go for it. It ended up being 4th and 2, and we didn't convert. Same with the second one. That was another 4th and 2, and analytics told us go for it, and we didn't make it again. I thought our pass protection was really good. At times, we had a long time back there in the pocket, and some of the big third down conversions were by pass. Ronnie Bell seemed like every one of his receptions, I think 7 for 81 yards, were big catches against Army. Shea had time to throw. I thought the protection was good in that sense against Army.
Well, here you go. The Detroit Free Press has like an article just talking about the sloppiness of Shea Patterson. They were sloppy and careless, had penalties, turnovers, and took questionable gambles, twice failing on fourth down plays in the fourth quarter. On Shea Patterson, fumbled the ball away twice in the second quarter and missed wide open receivers. Then in the second overtime, he went ice cold, missing on 3 straight passes. So it's like that's what happened. It ain't about kicking and scratching. Like, that was sloppy.
He said, oh my God. No, you didn't say this, Jim Harbaugh. No. He said, I was very impressed with both squads. But our team, the way they hung in there, they had their courage, their resilience, their sharpness of mind. Thought that seems to be a bit of a higher level this year with this ball club, and I'm happy about that. Sometimes you got to fight like that. Football fight.
He's an idiot. This
boy.
What separates certain levels of coaches. Okay, when you get
a coach in the NFL, he's coached in a fucking Super Bowl. And now listen. This is something that's a little bit different about the league than compared to college. Man, if it was an ugly, shitty game, coaches are going to say, hey, a win is a win. That shit looked terrible. We got a lot to work on. Shit, we can't fumble the ball, can't turn it over, but damn, we got the win. We'll take it. That's what, if he would have just came out and said, you know what, guys, this was a tough game for us. We didn't perform up to the level that we expect, the level that we've seen from our team during training camp. It was a tough, ugly game. It was an ugly win. And we're just going to continue to work to improve. Mm-hmm. That's really the mentality you should have. That's what you should convey. So at least the people out there look at you and say, well, at least he's being honest with himself. Mm-hmm. Don't come out here and act like this was some fucking epic. Some epic motherfucker. This ain't going on ESPN Classic.
Well, it might.
It might as part of the documentary.
That shit'll be on the motherfucking Smithsonian Institute channel. Shit, that should be on the Navy channel, whatever the fuck the military channels are on cable. It'll be on that.
Yeah. On that 30 for 30. What happened?
Oh God.
30 for 30. The downfall of Jim Harbaugh.
Different echelons of coaches, you can just kind of tell how they handle, a team not performing up to the standards that they've set versus a coach that's sort of fighting for his job and trying to put a positive spin on things. And it seems like those upper echelon coaches, when you hear them talk, you know who they are. You know what I mean? Like,
hold on. I have a challenger here. I have a challenger here. Gray Force 11 TK 421. How about Uche discuss Michigan running back stats today? They don't give a fuck about how much they ran for. They almost lost the fucking Army. Fuck their running back. He could have run for 400 yards. Shit. Well, how many touchdowns did he get? Who is their running back? You know who Purdue's receiver is. You know who the fuck he is. Who is Michigan's running back? I ain't never heard of him because they almost lost to Army. Fuck out of here with that. Don't challenge me about what I know about football. Shit. Michigan, you motherfuckers ain't. Look. O-H-I-O. Fuck out of here. We beat Ohio State more times than y'all have in the last 10 years. Shit. All that bullshit you want to talk. What's his name? Gray Force. You know, Jedi motherfucker. Huh.
Oh, God damn it. All right. Echo Bay says, Uche, who is your college team and what conference do you think is the best?
Obviously, I am a Purdue fan.
Represent.
And, I love the Big Ten. And and let's, just to bring this back to some civility for Gray Force 11, TK421, if Michigan's playing against any team that's not a Big Ten team, if they ever get back to a bowl game, I'm going to root for Michigan because I want the Big Ten to win because I support the Big Ten, because I feel like the Big Ten doesn't get a lot of times in the past, has not gotten the credit or has lost some of the validity of the strength of the Big Ten. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that Michigan has fucking sucked forever for the last decade. So, with that being said, with and Purdue hasn't been great neither. You know what? Purdue hadn't been great neither. The last time Purdue was a good, relevant squad was when I was at Purdue. So, I'm a Big Ten supporter, and I will bet my money, and I have bet my money and lost plenty of it, betting on Big Ten teams to beat SEC teams, particularly because of my pride in the Big Ten. But let's not fool ourselves for 1 second. If we're going to consider ourselves an elite level conference that can stand toe-to-toe with teams out of the SEC, you can't fucking struggle to beat Army. You can't lose to Nevada, Purdue.
Oh, goodness.
So I understand that you, Gray Force 11, TK421, I memorized your fucking name. I understand that you are a Michigan fan, and that's fine, dude. I respect that. But don't kid yourself for 1 second. That Michigan team is going to get fucking trampled. And I wish they played Purdue because I would DVR it. I would find out.
He just responded. He said, "Go blue. Michigan has problems and Harbaugh has work to do, but all will be okay."
Yeah. Don't try it. No. Don't get it twisted.
I mean, he's supporting his team. You know what I mean?
Support them, yes.
Yeah, we've been through some rough shit.
But he did say Uche didn't have any cred to talk football.
Yeah, he said I got no cred. So
and full disclosure, it's actually true. When Uche talks about the Patriots, he has no credibility whatsoever.
No. Fuck the Patriots. And I'll say fuck the Patriots from today until
let me set. Hang on.
But I respect the Patriots because you can't argue against 6 Super Bowl rings.
Well, hang on, and let me set the table here because sports is a different animal than the culture we have created at Geeks and Gamers. Okay, it's all about shit talking. It's all about fuck your team. It's all about fuck you. It's all about fuck your bullshit. Like, this is how we talk to each other. So don't take it personal. And if you're a sports fan, if you're a sports fan, this is kind of how sports people roll. We're going to be talking a lot of shit this year. We're going to be calling each other dumb motherfuckers all year long. Like, cause that's just what we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, this is all competitive argument, but not anything.
And Jack the Raider just said it best right there. And I'm going to highlight that right there. Where's it at? Fuck you, Jeremy. Thank you. This is what we do at Sports Wars.
Jack the Raider. Oh my God, dude. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. That motherfucker played y'all, and it's bullshit. He should not be playing for the Patriots right now. And that's why I said fuck the Patriots. Because only they would make a move like this. Fuck them.
You know what? He's just pissed off because they beat him in the fucking playoffs and he hadn't gotten over it. Go ahead and tell him about that fucking story, Uche.
Shit, they cheated.
Go ahead and tell him. No, motherfucker, we were at the bar and you was telling me about how Brady, y'all knew he was going to beat y'all's ass and y'all just looked at you like, this motherfucker.
What?
So, yeah.
I said that?
Yes. You said it and you said it. At that point, he was trying to get on my good side. I was he said, "Oh, you want lightsaber? Hold on,
motherfucker, let's go. Fuck you. This party's over.
There we go.
This party is fucking over."
All right.
No. All bullshit aside, look, man, it doesn't do the Big Ten any good for Michigan to continue to suck, especially when they're ranked number 7. They can't. But a spade is a spade. You can't fucking be battling with Army, dude. No, I got pissed when Purdue lost to Nevada, and I even, because I know Rondell Moore and them. I got to talk to them and hang out with them because I was at their practices. And, I reached out to the offensive lineman that I know that I traded information with at Purdue. And I hit him up after the game and I said, look, that was a tough loss. You guys didn't do shit in the fourth quarter. You gave up 17 points. But if you guys really, truly see yourselves as a team to be reckoned with in the Big Ten, you have to destroy the Nevadas of the world. When we played against, and this is a lesson that players will learn from time to time, because we played against Bowling Green, my second year at Purdue, as heavy favorites and lost that game. And we were fucking punished like no other by Joe Tiller the very next day in practice. But we went on and won 7 games in a row after that, because we knew we had one of the best teams in the Big Ten. We knew we had one of the best defenses in the country and offenses in the country. Step our game up and don't sit there and try and sugarcoat the fact that you lost to a team or you struggled with a team that you should never struggle with. You shouldn't struggle with. It doesn't mean you disrespect that team and assume you're going to walk out on the field and they're going to let you hammer them, but you hammer their ass from the jump, and by the third quarter, you can start looking around and seeing what the score is. But you motherfuckers ain't even have a chance to do that because you almost lost to Army.
All right. Question for you. Gardu says, how cool is David Garrard?
Oh, man, Dave is cool, man. I love Dave. He was one of my favorite players to play with. The guy has a highly competitive spirit. He was underrated, dude. The guy was an underrated player, not only by, the general masses, but the Jaguars underrated him. He was playing his entire last season in Jacksonville with his back was in need of back surgery, and he played the entire season. And then they released him the same way they did Byron Leftwich. They did that to him the Monday before our first game. They released David Garrard. I remember when that hit the news wire. I was sitting at a sports bar on Jack's Beach, meeting with a group of people from a charity that I was working with, and we were actually literally sitting there discussing how we were going to do these game tournaments I was holding. They were called Gaming for the Cause, where we would have game tournaments, play video games, and hand out prizes afterwards and donate all the money to this charity for a children's orphanage. And I literally was sitting here talking to these people, smiling. Yeah, we could do this, we could do that. And I looked up at one TV, just in my periphery, something said, turn to your left. And I looked up and saw Dave Garrard cut by Jaguars. We were just at the luncheon. We were just at the team luncheon with the City of Commerce, or with the Commerce Committee for Jacksonville, where they just introduced him as a starting quarterback for the fucking season. And 2 hours later, they cut him. They cut this guy after we walked out of the luncheon. They didn't tell anybody. His own team didn't have faith in his ability because they didn't look at him as what are the intangibles about David Garrard. They looked at him as, he's hurt. The kind of injury he's dealing with is going to require surgery. He'll miss half the season. Let's just cut him, which I thought was, very, very shitty. A very shitty thing for the Jaguars to do. But that was that dude was one of the nicest guys I've ever played with. And I loved blocking for him because the dude, he stood back there and he delivered that ball. He stood back there, he would take a shot, and the guy never looked at us and never, pointed fingers at his O-line. He always, made sure that we knew that he appreciated what we did for him. And the faces he made, I picked him up off the ground. Every time I pick him up off the ground, I'd be like, God damn, Dave, stop making that face. He'd be like, and he has this big gap in the middle of his teeth. So it's like, God, you alive? You gonna make it? Oh, come on, make it up. Shit. He would just be like with his legs up in the air like a turtle. He'd be like a turtle, just It's like, motherfucker, you tripped over his damn foot. You ain't get hit. But funny story, real quick, because this is I have memories flash back. There was one game, dude. We always would joke about this in our offensive meeting room. We'd be like, "Hey, look, we would tell young guys, if you fuck up, if you get beat like instantly, hey man, there ain't nothing you can do about that. Just make sure you yell to the quarterback, throw the fucking ball, so they know they got somebody hot on their ass." We were playing against the Broncos, and on one play, we're in Denver, and on one play, this is my first year as a starter, second season. On one play, man, their defensive end came in on a slant, and this motherfucker beat me with a nice just swim move. I couldn't even see it. I had to block, and then I was like, "Where'd he go?" And I instantly turned my head. Dave's back is to him, and I was like, "Dave!" and I seen his shoulders go. Then he started running. He just took the fuck off. And he was like, he came back to the huddle after picking up like 12 yards. He's like, "Hey, good shit, Ooch. Good job, bro. I heard that, and I said, oh, let me get him out of here." Oh, that was hilarious. We laughed so hard about that.
And as a matter of fact, you've got some stories that you want to tell on the channel, at some point, like I know you're cool with like Maurice Jones-Drew and some other guys, and there's other players that you've mentioned to me. I'm not going to drop names right now, but there's other players that are well-known players in the league, very well-known players that you've talked about getting on the channel here and over on the Observant Lineman to discuss.
Oh yeah,
and
big names that I've talked to. Yeah,
yeah, and he's got like, all right. So I was sitting there at the bar with him. We're talking. I was like, who do you know? And he opens his phone. He goes, "You want me to call?" And I'm not naming the name. I go, "What the fuck? Are you serious?" Yeah. And he's like, "Yeah, bro." I was like, "God damn it. All right, cool. That's all I needed to know." Real quick, Star Wars for Life, Jeremy's Instagram fan page. The only best team is the Raiders. She is hardcore Raider fan, and we love Ruthie. And so,
rest in peace to the Raiders.
I heard that. TLJ Russian bot. All right, Uche, I'm already banking on my Purdue Jaguars parlay, but what you got with the Bengals plus 9.5 versus the Seahawks?
Ooh, Bengals can't cover that.
Yeah, I don't see the Bengals covering that.
No, they can't cover that. That's a shit. They could cover maybe a plus 14.
Yeah. Tommy, we got any college football updates? Is everything closed? Or all the games kind of wrapped up? All the major games? Yeah. Oh wait, USC's coming back. We got USC. Let's see.
Yeah, I got it on USC and Stanford. Well, actually, I don't have it on right here. I had it on my phone. Let me see what's going on there.
Washington Cal got delayed. Why'd that happen?
Weather.
Weather. Football delayed because of weather on the West Coast? I don't see that.
Yeah.
No, that shouldn't be right.
So right now, Stanford is 20-17 Stanford, but people are saying in the chat.
No, USC's up 24-20.
Are they? Okay, so I'm behind. Oh, I just got it. I just got the update. 23-20, and then they'll pick the PAT.
I wonder why that game was delayed. Yeah, we've had a little bit of weather up here. I'm in Northern California, but not the major.
I mean, other than lightning, is there any other scenario where a football game would be delayed if it's not like a natural disaster coming through?
I mean, just lightning, really.
Mm-hmm. That's about the only thing I think of. That's strange. We're probably going to have to wrap this up soon because I do have a couple of Geeks and Gamers videos I still have to work on getting up on the channel. We've got a couple more channel videos coming to the channel tonight. I will say I've had a blast, and this is we're definitely going to have even more people on the channel. As we continue to kind of get our scheduling in order. So someone said lightning is what Tony M said.
There you go.
And Jack the Raider says fire, so I don't know. Maybe a lightning could have created the fire. I don't know.
Stadium is burning down.
Yeah, I heard that.
Is it real, or is this like stuff that could cause delays?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They have lightning and fire.
Yeah. This has been a lot of fun. If you're still here, please subscribe to the channel. Please hit that notification bell. Also subscribe to the Observant Lineman, Uche's channel. And most of you are probably subscribed to Geeks and Gamers, but if you're not, please subscribe there. But yes, as we continue to get
our structure together here. We want to do more of these live streams together, having a lot of fun, talking a lot of shit. Please understand that if we're talking to you in the chat, it's this is what we do. This is what we do with
All in
sports.
good fun.
Yeah. It's just it's what fucking sports fans do. We talk shit, we have fun, we hash it out, and when it's all said and done, we shake hands and we go on about our day. Gray Force says, thanks, y'all. See, Gray Force knows what's up. Gray Force knows how the game is played.
Yeah, it's all good, baby. It's all good.
And I mean, look, man, you know, that's just that's what we do here. So Tommy, Uche, you guys got any shout outs or anything you want to mention as we close this out?
I'll just say thanks for all the interactivity, especially keeping us updated on all the scores and whatnot while we were getting into the conversation. That's good. That keeps things flowing. Jack the Raiders says it was huge lightning storm in Seattle. So stuff like that's good. So we can all be on the same page and just have a conversation and have fun. And it's been a blast. So do it again soon.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, just really appreciate everybody coming and checking us out here on the Crosstalk, and we look forward to doing everything we can to make this something that you guys look forward to every week. Especially coming this weekend with the Purdue TCU game, we're gonna try and make that something really special for you guys. So make sure you get your friends to subscribe to Sports Wars, share the videos. We love the engagement. The engagement is absolutely tremendous. Being able to talk to guys and talk to guys and gals who are, fans of sports like we are and aren't afraid to, put your questions out there, put your comments out there. We really appreciate that. So until next time, definitely looking forward to this Purdue TCU game and should be good.
Yeah, and I see all the comments. Chef Carolyn, I don't want the show to end. Ed Snark says you guys are awesome. Gray Force would like to see a pink visitor locker room at Purdue.
Hold up, what? We'd like to see the pink visitor locker room at Purdue. We got a pink visitor locker? No, we don't have a pink visitor locker room. That's Iowa. Not Purdue.
Yeah, but anyway, so this has been great. So again, thank you all for the support. Please continue to share the Sports Wars videos, smash the melee button, comment on this video after it processes, help it in the algorithm. Live streams for the time being right now will all stay up on Sports Wars. We're battling the algorithm. We're trying to grow the channel, so I'm going to have to take that on a case-by-case situation, and we will see from there. But this has been a good live stream, good entertainment, and you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your shit talking, and we'll see you again tomorrow, NFL Sunday. Woo! See you later. Bye.